Hey, Steve Zook here. Welcome back to Pokesio channel. Hey, I just got into this 700 today. I always get really excited when a 700 or 600 or even a 350 or a 300 comes in because I just or 650. I just love the Lower Arch tops. It's the real deal, folks. I've been with this company longer than anybody. They've even used a couple of my videos for the LH350 on their company site for around 2 years. I'm really dialed in with these guys. The owner of the company likes my playing. Look at the back on this. It's really cool. Every 700 is a little different. This one has, flame, but it's kind of almost more like bubbles of like quilt, but not the round bubbles of quilt. More kind of. It reminds me a lot of an old Gibson and L5 I used to have, but this has got a very, very interesting pattern of figured, solid maple on the back. And I just love getting the 700s. I'll tell you, hold the 700 and you play, it just has a presence. It has a presence. And it has a tone that just gets better and better and better. And I just love these. These are such a strong value. Folks, you should buy a great lower arch top while you can and while the prices are still so reasonable. These are going to be worth a lot of money someday. I know what I'm talking about. I'm an arch top expert. I'm a guitar expert, but arch tops is really my field of expertise. I've sold a ton of them, high end, low end, medium, everything. Most of the arch tops out there just are not good value. This is off the chart value. It's not bullshit. This is such a nice guitar. So it hasn't even been played 5 minutes. I always keep the tuning kind of low for a day or two, and this is a beautiful guitar. But I want to mention, I always try to have some type of focus to a video. I just want to talk, even though the guitar ladder system is more for intermediate to advanced players. I've even had people with master's degrees in music by the guitar ladder because they called me and said, Steve, I can't improvise, I can't compose, I'm stuck in a box. I'm like, yeah, because you learned it in a left brain way. The guitar ladder system teaches, complements, blooms the musical ear. It feeds the subconscious musical mind, helps create neural pathways with billions and billions of cells. It works. I've seen results with students that bordered on miraculous. I know that is a statement that's easy to dismiss and say, yeah, it sounds like a sales pitch. It's true. I've had private students with very, very little natural talent just make quantum leaps and get to a level from beginner to a level in a year of playing chord melody all up and down the neck, even coming up with some of their own arrangements. Just mind-blowing progress. Everybody's a little bit different, though, to be honest with you. But if you don't analyze it, if you stay positive, you just do the work, it can be tremendous for you. You just don't want to watch the water boil. But if you really want to make some real progress on guitar, understanding music and understanding tension and resolution, understanding color, invest in $199. Don't make such a big deal about the $199. Hell, you spend that on donuts, coffee, and cheeseburgers every month, right? And I'll give you a 10-year membership, so there's no rush. I just love the back on this. But I always tell beginners, if the guitar ladder system could be beneficial for you if you don't let it scare you away. Don't let it make you nervous that you're playing chords a little higher up the fretboard because they're not any harder than playing, chords down here. But one of the things that's really helpful for beginners is a lot of scales, and you can get scales anywhere on the internet. It's not something I need to provide. And even just doing simple things like this, just 4 fingers. Because in the beginning, you need that elasticity. You need to gain some strength and elasticity to enable you to do better with my studies. You can always go buy a simple book for $10, or you probably can get almost everything you need online for free. Don't spend any money on this unless it's just like a $10 book. But start doing maybe the pentatonic scales, 5 different forms of those. And but you can just make up your own. You can, like I said, just do 4 fingers like across like this. Maybe place an accent on the first one. Do it this way. I know I did something different. Like I said, this guitar has not even been played 2 minutes. The action's actually really low on this one. I might even raise it up a little bit. But it just really, the back of the neck has got some really sweet looking flame on it too. And every 700 is a little bit different, but I can usually tell how they're gonna, they need to be played. All solid wood arch top guitars, or all solid even like flat top guitars, if they're all solid wood, they take a little longer to open up. But I think with all the people out there that say, "Oh yeah, make 10,000 in a month," we hear so many offers that are just so fraudulent. Sometimes when the real deal comes along, it's hard to recognize it. But if you're interested in the guitar ladder system, go to vintageguitar.com. Vintageguitar.com. That's Vintage Guitar Magazine. Put in Steve Zook. Read the review of my CD. Get a feel for me. I'm the real deal. You can also go to stevezook1.bandcamp.com. Hear some of my original music that's reviewed at Vintage Guitar Magazine. Again, that's Steve Zook, SteveZook, the number one, not spelled out. Steve Zook, the number one, not spelled out, at bandcamp.com. Listen to some of my music and the variety of music on there. But anyway, this just came in. It's $19.99. I sell it for MAP, which is $14.99. That's what all the trustworthy dealers sell it for. Comes up. Really nice case. I might play this guitar for an hour or so today and open it up a little bit. It's so fun to open up a 700. It's just so fun because you just hear it. It starts to sparkle and reverb and hum and bark, and you start to hear these notes kind of just bloom out. But again, this is cycle 1 in the guitar ladder system. If you'd like number 1, send me an email to stevezook, the number 7 not spelled out, yahoo.com. I'll send this to you for free. But anyway, if you really want to dive deep and discover your own unique musical ideas, your own unique musical point of view, and find them on the guitar, invest the $199 in the guitar ladder system. I guarantee it's going to work for you, but you have to not focus on results, not focus, don't watch the water boil. And that's even according to the science of neuroplasticity, which states that when you have that kind of just in the moment approach and not worrying about results, your subconscious mind actually has a save switch and an open switch. This is just incredible, folks. I think what I've discovered is as much as my material, I believe, is the top notch. I don't think you can find any better material for opening up a musical ear on the planet. Is I've learned how to teach the subconscious mind to cut years off your progress. I got rid of all the fat. I did not a bunch of busy work, It's about ear training and learning the language of music. You'll learn how to think of chords in groups of chords and how they go together to sound musical. And all the different systems of improvisation like diatonic, symmetry, intervallic, chromatic, secondary dominant, flat 5 subs, contrary motion, all that stuff is included in my cycles, not with big long explanations, but actually you play the stuff so you begin to understand it on a musical, intuitive level. It really works, folks. For a sample of the guitar ladder system, send to Steve Zook, the number 7 at yahoo.com. Or if you just want to invest in $199, like I said, if you check out my CD review at Vintage Guitar Magazine, maybe check out some of my music at stevezook, the number 1.bandcamp.com. Or you can just tell by watching my videos I know what I'm doing, which I really do. Just don't overthink it. Invest in $199. It's the best $199 you'll ever spend, guaranteed. But anyway, like cycle 1, see, I know I'm a little low right now, and these strings are brand new, so they're stretching up. But cycle 1's a really cool one. So if you want to try cycle 1, send me an email. If you're just getting a hunch right now about the guitar ladder system, don't fight yourself. Just go to stevezookguitars.com, order it. You do not have to pay by PayPal, even though it says PayPal. You just look below about an inch, it says pay by any debit or credit card. But I'll tell you, folks, there's no better high on the planet than discovering your own musical ideas, finding them on the guitar and composing a piece, irregardless if you ever do anything with it or play anywhere. It will bring you a lot of joy and happiness. I'm not trying to sound corny, and there's some other things that can happen too in terms of the evolution of your third eye on a spiritual level. I know I'm going to get some fluff over this, but if people send me rude emails, I'm going to take you off my YouTube channel. I don't need that shit. You can say what you want to me, but just be respectful. But I've had people, it's happened to me and other people, where they've actually felt their third eye really opening up from from this course. It's a spiritual experience, folks. I don't know. I've been meditating for 38 years. I'll talk more about this down the road, but what I'm trying to explain is the guitar ladder system can help evolve your mind, help evolve your subconscious mind, and evolve you spiritually, because there's something very special about, sound. Like people, yogas have used mantras, sound for thousands and thousands of years. It's very powerful. I think one great philosopher even said, a rock is frozen music. Everything is vibrating. Everything has a unique frequency domain. Everything is a pattern of vibrating, molecules, electrons, etc. But anyway, this just came in. It's a beautiful guitar. And then like with cycle 2, you do cycle 1, but then you add the shading. Yeah, I may have to raise the action up a little bit. Maybe when I tune it up a concert pitch, it'll be fine, but it's a little low. But this is a beautiful. Yeah, it's a little too low right now, I think. Like I said, once I tune it up a little bit, it might be fine. I may not have to raise it, but this guitar is solid. It already has a very rich. Diminish. And now right there, I started to hear that reverb swell. See, this guitar is already opening up. I haven't even played it 5 minutes. It sounds like a combination of an old L5 and an old Epiphone Triumph Regent or old Epiphone Deluxe. So I'll probably raise up to concert pitch a little bit. And again, even though the guitar ladder course is more for intermediate and advanced players, even people with master's degrees in music, I've sold my course to them because they said, Steve, I can't improvise or compose. If you're a beginner and you're willing to be patient, it can be very beneficial. You don't have to spend, a year and a half on just chords down here. You can come up here and you can still work on the other stuff. It's great. Work on your Bob Dylan songs and Neil Young, and that's all great stuff. But you certainly have the ability to work on material that's going to really benefit your musical ear right now. Anyway, it's such a beautiful guitar. As you can see, like I said, the pattern on this one is really pretty. Really has a nice look on it. Okay, so I think that will be it for today. If you want to try cycle 1, send me an email to stevezook7@yahoo.com. That's 7 number, not spelled out. I'll send you a free cycle. If you're feeling a hunch on the guitar ladder system, don't fight it. Hunches come from the one mind. They come from God, the one mind, whatever you want to call it. It's a direct connection. So when you get a hunch, follow that hunch. If you're getting the hunch to buy the guitar ladder system, invest in it. It will work for you. Just go to stevezookguitars.com, order my system. It's very, very intuitive, very organic. What a lot of people love about it is that I make it so simple to learn. I make it simple to learn, not all, complicated. It seems like a lot of systems out there make it so complicated. There's no reason for it to be complicated. I make it extremely simple for you to grow and get more joy out of playing guitar. And like I said, discover your own unique musical point of view. Discover your own musical ideas deep within with the guitar ladder system. Order at stevezookguitars.com, and hope to see you soon and work with you to become an artist. Bye.